Alrighty, welcome back everybody to the Tradewaiters podcast, the comic book club. We read a different trade paperback every single week. I'm Daniel, you're Nathan. We're brothers read comics.
Yep.
It is our second annual Sarah episode in the flesh.
Some say the second real episode of the podcast.
Right. This year it is in video. You can go back to that episode, whatever book we read.
The Magician one.
Oh, the Magic Order.
The Magic Order, yeah.
I remember. We have a bunch of different time codes, in the description. You can skip around, but we start with what, Sarah?
An update, a news update.
Yep, that's
News
correct.
update.
News update.
New segment. What news do you have for us, Sarah? What's going on? What news is important to you?
Like in the world?
Just in the world.
Oh, Sammy's sweetheart's coming back on Jersey Shore.
That's huge. Huge news.
Huge, because she hasn't been back.
Sammy's sweetheart? Which one is she?
She's showing up for Ron, stop.
I don't know that reference, but
You
I'm
don't?
glad she's coming
Who
back.
wrote the note? Used to.
So, what has she been doing?
She tried to start, she did start, I don't know, like a clothing line in New Jersey, like a store.
Mm,
Yeah, but she came back for filming, and I'm super excited to watch that season.
nice. Very good.
Nathan, there's going to be a new animated show called The Adventures of Superman, or Adventures with Superman. It's going to be on Adult Swim featuring Jack Quaid as Superman,
Yes.
which is weird.
I remember, the early announcement for that, but there's a trailer now, right?
Yeah, I didn't even know there's an announcement for it.
Yeah, it was some time ago. James Mangold is going to write the Swamp Thing movie.
Is he, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said that during Star Wars Celebration.
I only saw him talking about Star Wars stuff. So
He said it, I guess, according to this
You must
this
have
headline that I didn't read.
I guess so. In other animation news, Nathan, Rick and Morty is getting an anime.
Because they can't do any more shows because that one guy.
No, they're just going to recast him, I think. But then it just recently came out that he's fine, I guess, or the court found that he's
Not
the
guilty or
investigation found that he's not guilty, but he's still pretty tough to work with, I guess. So I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know what's going on. But why would they make an anime?
I don't know. Maybe they'll make it.
What does that give them?
Maybe it'll be like a Japanese studio doing it or something,
Okay.
which could be cool.
Yeah, I guess so.
Lots of trailers, Nathan.
What came out?
We had a Ahsoka trailer. A show will be
I watched that.
that'll be coming out in August, and the voice actor who played Thrawn in the Clone Wars series, or maybe it was Rebels, is going to be playing Thrawn in the live action thing,
That's nice.
which is pretty neat.
Yes, Sophia always gets confused and calls Ahsoka Tano Ahsoka Toa.
Ahsoka Toa, yeah.
And she's gaslit me accidentally into thinking that it's Ahsoka Toa. So I have to really
She
think
accidentally did it.
She she keeps calling it Ahsoka Toa, and I'm like, yep, that's Ahsoka Toa. And then I've said that enough times where I'm like, wait, is it actually Ahsoka Toa or is it Ahsoka Tano? And I have to think really hard every single time.
We got a trailer for Star Wars Visions, second season.
Season 2?
Yep, coming out on May the 4th.
I wonder why.
Genius marketing.
Yep, they got it.
That seems like as good a date as any.
I know what I'm doing that day. We also got a teaser for The Marvels.
I didn't watch that.
That'll be coming out November 10th.
When does the next Avengers movie come out? Aren't they filming it?
2025.
Yep. No. Is it?
I could be wrong.
I don't know.
It seemed bizarre that it'd be next year,
Yeah, you're probably right.
But I
Yeah.
guess they already started the whole Kang thing. So I guess they could wrap that up. We got a trailer for the Penguin series coming to Max, which is what HBO Max is labeling as.
It seems
You
like
heard about the Harry Potter show?
We did hear about
doing
that.
it
Did you talk
again.
about this last week?
We
No,
don't
I don't
really
think so.
talk about Harry Potter,
That's not comic books.
but that's your news.
That's also your
It's
news.
also me news.
So what are they? Why are they just?
People are just obsessed. I mean, the movies came out 20 years ago, so they're just gonna do each book is a season, I guess.
So
As far as I
7
understood.
seasons?
all the shit that they cut out, there's 9, I thought.
Well,
How many
'cause
books?
There's 7 books, but the last book was 2 movies because it's huge.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
That
Did
could
you
be
read all the
cool.
books? Okay, nice. That's cool. So just Harry Potter again?
Yeah.
But
They just
more?
get to add more stuff from the books because there was a lot of stuff that wasn't in the books.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, people
I mean,
bitch
in
about
the
that
movie.
a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, Penguin trailer with Colin Farrell based off the one that was in the Batman movie. That's coming in 2024. I do not know where we got a trailer now.
Yeah,
But,
it seems far away.
Yeah.
I like his waddle though. He's waddling around.
Yep.
'Cause he's got like a limp.
they don't even need to do that. Maybe just like a little.
No,
you know?
I
Danny DeVito
appreciate it.
was a penguin.
He was
He was.
in 1992.
He could still do it. The
80
man is
Oh, yeah,
timeless.
92.
Why'd they recast him?
Good question. I think
Is
it'd
it
be
a
fine.
recast or is it like a redo?
So it's the one that was in the Batman movie that we just saw like last year. Remember that one with
Yeah. I was thinking of the detective or like the cop's voice.
You think I'm gonna let you go?
You think I'm gonna let you go?
Yeah, he was. That was my favorite character in that movie
We
because
laughed
it
so
just
hard.
threw me off.
I think everyone laughed at that shit.
It seemed like he was trying to do some Godfather shit, but
Just saying, Double D could definitely still do that.
yeah, I agree. I think
he's
I
busy.
think it
He's
would
too
be better.
expensive now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Colin Farrell, that's chump change.
Yeah. We also got a trailer for a Continental spin-off series from the John Wick
We got
franchise.
a trailer.
Yeah, for
Oh,
the
cool.
Continental. Looks pretty cool. It's going to be a 3-part series coming out on Peacock in
Ugh.
September.
Why is Peacock still do things?
Still trying.
Yeah,
Crash
I
and
know.
burn. No one has Peacock.
They got The Office, and they're like, you know what? But we're chilling.
Yeah, we got money now.
And Parks and Rec. I've been trying to watch it again. but
Really?
I refuse to pay for Peacock.
I'd rather buy physical seasons of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right on Prime.
Yeah, I guess so. That's not a bad idea.
Is it really worth it though? Because you've seen all of it.
Yeah.
But you
I wanna
forget a lot.
I want to show Sophie.
She's never seen it.
No.
Oh man.
I
And
think
I'm
I've
like,
watched that
this is
since
probably
college.
my favorite show. And I've seen it like 2 or 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll like it that much either. But I
Really?
just want to see if she will.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's hilarious, but I don't think it's her sense of humor.
Does she like Abbott Elementary? Because it's kind of like that. I think they're very similar. Humor
I don't know what
styles.
that is.
It's on Hulu. It's got Quinta in it.
Avid
She writes it too.
Elementary?
Abbott, yeah.
Oh, Abbott.
ABBOT.
Oh.
And it's got the guy from Everybody Hates Chris. I can't remember his name.
Chris?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody. Well, the actor.
The
he's in it.
character. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Anyway, have her watch that on Hulu, and then if she likes it, it's like very similar humor.
You ever watch Community?
Some of it I couldn't get into it.
I know people love it.
I know I couldn't.
Yeah.
Get into it. Same thing with
The clips are good, but like other
But
than
yeah,
that,
the clips are good. I tried.
Schitt's Creek. I couldn't get into that either.
I think that's all right.
Yeah.
They got some good moments.
any other news from you, Nathan?
Yes. DC is going to be doing like a horror month in July. It's a horror event
I think a missed opportunity.
called
Just-
Night Terrors,
we talked about this, dude.
but spelled with a K.
We talked about this.
We did. Okay, cool. Daniel, big news dropped today.
Today news.
Today news.
Oh man.
The former Comixology executives are going to launch a brand new creator-focused comics publishing company called Distillery.
Bad name, but cool idea.
But okay, but there's no vowels, so it's DSTLRY.
Oh, so it's cool.
So it's cool and trendy. The idea is that it's like they're the people that are like founding it, but they're also having a bunch of creators found it with them.
Okay.
So tell me if you, I mean, these are big names, but Mirka Andolfo,
Oh, nice.
Brian Azzarello, Becky Cloonan, Jock, Joelle
Nice.
Jones, Jamie McKelvey,
Dub.
Stephanie Phillips, Scott Snyder, James Tinian, Ram V, and a couple more.
Wow.
Those are all going to be founding creators, and they're doing some interesting stuff with this. So they're going to try and be like the supreme, I guess, of comics in a sense. So they're
Okay.
going to have books offered digitally, but there's only going to be a limited digital run, and
So you buy it and then you can't buy it anymore?
you can buy as many as you want as long as you're like there to, or I don't, maybe you can't buy as many as you
So
want, 'cause
like
I don't know how that would work, but
it'll
you
be
can
sale for like a month, but then it won't be on sale after that month.
exactly.
Stupid.
And then, but you can buy it from other people if they want to sell it to you. It's
This
not
is-
NFTs though.
It sounds like an NFT.
They are very specific.
They're like
with
not
being
NFT.
like it's not NFTs, but if you resell it, then the creators of the original book will get a cut.
NFT.
It's that's what NFTs are. It was like what NFTs were supposed to be, and then it didn't end up being that. And so that's the like interesting thing that they're trying to do with it. But also, I guess like there's a pool that they all get, So if they make a series that does commercially pretty well, like the amount of sales for like that specific month, and they get like also a share of the company or something. But it's the guy that created Comixology,
Okay.
like created it before it was even an Amazon product.
Right.
And it was also him that helped with the acquisition, like for Amazon. And then when it got shitty, because Amazon changed like a bunch of things, that's when he left and he started to like work on this.
Okay.
So he's got a bunch of people that I think have the best in mind for comics. It'll just be interesting to see how it.
So
turns
single
out.
issues, I guess it makes sense. Whatever. So it's just the same. It's
It'll
like
also be
having it
available
physically.
It'll be available in print as well.
Okay. So with like trades, you know how those always kind of go back for a print run eventually. Is that going to be like that's always available?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
Because like if I like hear about a book, try to go and it's over already, and then I just can only buy it secondhand, or digitally secondhand.
It's like hunting for like single issues now.
That's like one of the worst parts of comics.
You know, that's true. But they were like people like Supreme because people like to be, you know, first in line to get like some of those things for limited releases, or they like the hunt. And there are some comics people that like the hunt.
I'm going to boycott the digital delivery system by just buying the physical ones.
That's fair.
Yep. Got him.
Just do that.
Gotta stick it to the man.
Still making money either way. But it seems interesting, and they're going to debut their first comic book at San Diego Comic-Con. So they're like,
okay,
they're pretty far along. So
nice. Marvel is releasing an omnibus of all of the Chip Zdarsky, friend of the pod, Spider-Man stuff.
Oh yeah,
looks pretty cool.
It's like super big too.
Super big. I didn't realize how much Spider-Man he did, but
yeah,
because I think it'll include like Life Story and
Spectacular,
and then the one where he's Venom forever.
Oh, Spider's Shadow.
And so yeah, it's cool. He did like a new cover for it. It looks really nice.
It does look very nice. Good for him.
Good for him. Sarah, what did we read this week?
The Nice House on the Lake.
Sure did. What are your overall thoughts on this with no spoilers?
Too many people.
It is quite a few people.
12, 13.
They wanted to do something so bad, you know, that they just overdid something.
Sure. Yeah, it could have been like a solid 6, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
did
maybe
catch
not
on.
6, maybe like 8.
I did like catch. I thought there was only 8. So you saying 12, I'm like, what do you mean? But like, I did kind of catch on and was picking up like who's who, like the names.
But
and
you guys
stuff.
don't give spoilers?
Just not right now.
Just in the initial part. But like, I definitely agree. I think the format, because a limited series comic book run typically is either 6 issues or 12 issues. Those are like the two common like amounts, right? Or like 5 issues.
Yeah.
To 12 issues.
Sometimes it's 2, but
sometimes it's
12
2.
is like a maxi series. This is the first trade of this, and I think it's 12 in total.
12 in total.
Yeah.
And the idea was, I think each issue kind of focuses on one of the 12 people that were gathered for this thing. I think it just could have been like 6 people. Or if you're going to do 12, I think you need to have just like a focal character that we like mainly follow. Yeah. We don't really have that, you know?
Yeah.
That
like if we were just mainly following like Ryan or like the artist person, that I think that would have been a little bit easier, because then there's clearly people that like I know I should like try and pay attention to. But as soon as I got to like issue 3, I'm like, I don't know who anybody is anymore. Oh. Especially when they have like names, they have code names, they're like changing outfits,
symbols.
And shit.
I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, symbols. Some people are dating other people and they know people from college or from high school or whatever. And I'm like, this is too much.
Who knows who? I don't know.
So I agree that there's a lot of characters, but
at least like just the one set of names. And I don't even think knowing what they do for a living like helped.
It does not.
Or do anything.
There's a doctor, and that's all you really need to know.
Yeah, I know one's like a writer, but I don't think that makes them more interesting or anything.
Right.
I guess it just kind of isn't just like a bunch of people and names, and it kind of gives them a little bit of background.
Yeah.
But you kind of get the background from the backstories, you know, the flashbacks and stuff.
What did you think conceptually, though? Like, were you interested in what was going on despite not knowing who anybody was?
Yeah, I mean, the concept is good. I just personally didn't love it.
Okay. What did you think, Daniel?
I thought it was a lot of fun. You know, it's pretty easy to bounce back from the beef, you know, that we read last week.
Yeah, true. That was an interesting book.
And so I was looking forward to it. I liked the first issue, so I thought this would be like a good pick for this week. And so
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Tinian kind of, or Tinian nails this sort of thing. So I liked it. I want to like finish it, just kind of see how it wraps up. But I think I'm a little bit more of a fan of it.
Yeah, I think I like it as well. Definitely think that you could chop down a couple of the characters, but I think it was interesting how everything kind of like develops, and you start to like slowly learn more about like how this thing conceptually works, and I enjoy that part.
I wonder if that'll continue, at the pace that it was going in like the second trade.
I think
because there's only like so much you can like reveal, and if it's just like this consistent like little seeds here and there, it just seems like kind of
like how much more can really be revealed after this?
It should,
because it is 12 issues. This first trade is only 6.
Yeah.
So there's a whole like other half of the story, but I feel like we know everything. Maybe.
At least we should, because I don't know what else they could possibly reveal to make it more interesting,
But they probably don't remember anything, right?
I guess we'll see.
The characters?
Yeah.
We're
not doing spoilers yet, but
they remember what they're supposed to remember, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but let's get into it. So it's like each issue starts with like the perspective of like a different friend of Walter. And so this first one is Ryan, and she met Walter for the first time like at a bar, I think, or a party, and they became friends and would talk about the end of the world. And then years down the line, Ryan, along with 12 of Walter's friends in total, would be invited to a lake house vacation. And so he invited everybody just via email, sent some pictures, and was like, you guys should come to this. This would be a nightmare schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
trying to get like 12 people to go at the same time.
That is like too much too. Like I wouldn't do that, I don't think.
I mean,
I was trying to put all my friends in a trap. No.
It's the middle of June, so it's like a pretty common vacation time,
Would you vacation with friends? Like, let's say it's like a really good friend. Let's say it's like Jack, and he's like, you should come to this lake house. There's gonna be
hell yeah.
There's gonna be 8 other people there, or 11 other people there.
You may or may not know.
That you may or may not know. Yeah,
I trust
you could
Jack's
be good friends with
opinion.
them.
Like normally his friends are like pretty cool, I guess.
Okay.
I don't love all of them, but like the ones that I've met, he like had to hang out with because of like work or whatever.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a few of those.
Okay.
You could assume.
Yeah, and as long as there's places to sleep for everybody, I think that's the first thing I'm thinking of. I'm like, is there a bed for me? Or am I on a couch? Like,
okay.
Just don't want the floor,
Yeah, it was. He said he like tried to invite like 15 people. I think he was just saying that because obviously there's ulterior motives, but I could definitely see like a lot of people dropping out like last second.
You talking about who made this?
James Tinian. The fourth is the writer. Alvaro Martinez Bueno is the artist and cover artist.
Jordi Belair on colors.
This is Jordi Belair's best book.
She's on a lot of good stuff.
She's on a lot of, which is saying something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's on a lot of good. I think the coloring is so interesting. Even when shit's like boring, when they're in the kitchen, they're like cooking breakfast or whatever. I think she has a very particular way of like setting the mood with coloring. And she does like a lot of, it seems like she's experimenting with like a couple different strategies. So I think she does good.
Yeah. I don't think anyone could have done it better.
Yeah. So everyone gets to the house and we meet all the people who have like been given the code names, like the artist or the doctor, and they're given like symbols as well. Do you think Walter made the symbols? He must have, right?
Probably.
He's probably like, ooh.
Some kind of like alien language.
Yeah. And then Walter shows up and then he like kicks off the night. And so they're by like the pool.
The comedian like logo is just like a smiley face. Like
I think that works.
I don't think that's an alien language.
Well, like then there's ones where it's like the consultant, and that one just looks like a clock.
What are you supposed to do with that? The scientist. It looks like a little Death Star.
The artist
the accountant
is the first one because it's like a color palette, paint palette thing.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So like
maybe you made them up.
The acupuncturist is a pretty good one though. It looks like a little needle.
There it is. Okay.
So they're by the pool. They're like hanging out. Everybody's talking. I like how the lettering is just like little scribbles because you don't really know what they're saying, but then it's just like Democrats, just like randomly.
I love that because like I hate when it's kind of nice to see what people are saying in the background, kind of like really detailed subtitles or something.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't need to know it, then don't put it in there.
Yeah. If it was like, if all this was just like chatter, I wouldn't really want to read all of it. So
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
glad they put little squiggles, and then it would just be like the newspaper or something. But Ryan discovers that the whole world is on fire, like burning everywhere, like all at the same time. And Walter has selected these 12 people to be the sole survivors. And they're stuck at this lake house and they can never leave. And one of them gets like super angry, tries to hit Walter, and then his face like morphs and isn't like, I don't know how you'd even describe this really. They keep calling it like a flesh tornado. I think it's a pretty good description, but it's a really fucked up like thing. And so you're like, yeah, he's like an alien.
Yep.
I think it's interesting that they were like, let's have everybody tweet about the world ending and like people's faces melting off and stuff, because that's clearly like how they found out. She was like opening Twitter and it's like, oh, people are taking pictures and posting of everything being on fire. I thought that was funny.
That's what I would think of, if my skin was melting off. Like, let's post this right
like,
now.
oh,
It is
man,
realistic though.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, like I guess if you don't really know what's happening, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I would tweet, to be honest.
Someone would. I would
Yeah,
go. I would
people
go on.
would
People
be-
would.
people would be tweeting.
Yeah. But like taking pictures and be like, yo, this is crazy. It's gonna be some likes.
Yo, look at my mom right here.
Your face is melting off. It's crazy. I love the flash tornado effect, and I like how as soon as they find out about the whole world being on fire, like the coloring again, like the mood just turns like super muted, and it just like makes me feel tense. So I think he does really well drawing that flesh tornado thing.
Yeah.
Like every single time, it's like different every single time, and you can just like see like parts of his jaw and just like other places, and I'm like, ooh, this is freaky.
Yeah, it looks like he got shot
cool
with a
design.
shotgun or something.
Yeah,
Or the first time we see it, it looks like he's sliced like with like a, or I guess he is sliced with like a little fire pick or whatever.
So
But-
yeah, that's the reveal. Issue 1, world's on fire. You gotta stay here.
And then Walter like blows off like the writer's like arm for.
It like cuts open her wrist or something. I don't think it.
It looks
blows
like
it
it's
off.
fucking blown off.
Yeah, everybody's goopy.
Oh no, it is just like a cut.
It gets all like weird and goopy.
I was like, oh no, her arm's gone. That sucks.
Yeah, it gets weird and goopy, but it goes back to normal, and it's just like cut.
Right.
So, issue 2, we get the intro from Rick, who's the pianist, and he's talking about knowing Walter in college, and like he was pretty nice. There's a transcript of everything that's going on in the lake house, which is kind of crazy. Have you seen those people that like do that in the courtroom and they have that weird
The stenographers.
stenographer? Yeah, that. Have you seen the like TikToks of people like explaining how to do that
It
shit?
doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make
Doesn't
any
fucking
sense.
Oh yeah,
sense.
because you have to like slide shit and whatnot. It's
Yeah.
like
It's
not
like
a keyboard.
code.
Yeah, it seems unreal. but
Absolutely
I'm
not.
sure that's not somebody doing that in this scenario, but
I feel like I'd fuck up like writing an email like a normal keyboard.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
so yeah. So there's some sort of tracking of dialogue that's transcripted, and then day 2 is like a lot of people trying to
Transcribed.
figure out what's happening. Walter pops in to like Rick's room and he's asking him for help to like get everybody on board, pretty much, with just staying there.
I don't like that there's like a transcript, because it
Foreshadowing.
just gives me.
Well, that
It
that
is.
like you read, you mean?
Yeah,
Because it's like the whole page.
They gave us a page of transcript, and I'm like, I don't want to read this.
Can we discuss how in one of them, Walter hit the rar?
Yeah, that was bad.
He was like in a chat room or whatever.
He was in the chat room, and it's like at a time in your life where you're cringe. So I'm
He
like,
was
you know,
young. It was 2012. What do you want?
yeah, people were rawring all around in
Rawr.
2012. I like this panel where he's like goopy in the mirror, but he's not goopy in real life.
Pretty sick.
I was like, that's pretty cool. Good effect. There's 2 of them that are like exploring the house, and they find specific things for specific people to do, like recommended comics or movies that I guess Walter recommended to them, and they never actually did.
That's such a huge fu.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you never read Sandman?
Yeah, if I did that to you, I'd be like, here's the fucking gentleman, and here's like,
I'm gonna lock you in this house. Here's here's the stuff I want you. Yeah, like all
here's,
the movies.
here's Good Omens. And
I would have years of recommendations
know.
from you. And
I'm not that petty to where I remember it. There is one on there. It says loose bullets instead
Yeah.
of stray bullets.
surely that's
I guess it's just because it's not a Vertigo book.
yeah. But then
Oh.
they just say Sandman. Oh, I guess yeah.
Oh, there's
that would be
love
DC.
and explosives instead of like love and
Love and
rockets
Rockets.
and stuff like that,
Yeah, good references.
which is fun.
There's a statue that if you touch it, it shows what your home looks like at that moment, and it's all pretty on fire.
Yeah.
And like pretty dead. There's definitely like someone touched it, and there's definitely someone like melting like 6 times over. It looked like, and it was like ooh, but pretty interesting concept, I guess. I don't know why that's necessary, but
Yeah, and like
just to
shit's like
confirm.
shit's like falling out of the sky, so like buildings are falling over and stuff like that in the background.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a good thing.
Do you think it started like all at once, like a switch got flipped, and it's like everything's on fire now?
Well, it's not like everything everywhere is on fire. I think like maybe it started in certain spots and then spread, because like you got to give the people who like aren't right in the middle of it time to post on
tweet.
Twitter.
Yeah. Okay.
And to write captions and shit. And then because there was like some news coverage for like a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, it's not like just it happens to everybody. Like Why the Last Man or whatever.
I don't think it happened at all.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
There's an itinerary, which I thought was interesting.
for like I think that
Planned
was
out the day for them.
yeah, I think that was before everything.
Sounds like they're
turned-
gonna have a really fun fucking time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
This is a good trip. We were like
We got a boat.
we
Just
gotta
go on the
take notes.
boat.
A boozy brunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And this house is like sick. Like
It is.
I would not be like mad, you know?
There's like worse houses to get stuck in for sure,
Definitely.
and I think obviously that was on purpose.
And I can't remember if we gotten to this point yet, but like they just have to write down on like a notepad, and then Walter will somehow make everything that they ask for like show up on their front door.
Yeah,
Like they'll have like Amazon
Yeah.
shit or whatever, like whatever food they want. So they're good on like supplies and shit.
Yeah.
They just gotta like sit there.
you'd be chill with this like day 3.
They have a movie theater.
Yeah, yeah, I know. You'd
And
be
like,
well,
and like literally like probably every movie you can think of.
and if they don't, then you can just ask for it.
It just seems so ridiculous that like if it was like me and Sarah and we were in the movie theater,
Okay,
there like the world has ended, but we're arguing about what movie to watch, you know?
Yeah.
that's funny.
It's true.
Yeah,
I'd be like, you want to watch The Godfather? She'd be like, no.
and you're
so
like,
I'm like, it's supposed to be good.
I'd have to let Walter know I need hot dogs. Movie theater hot dogs specifically.
movie hot
Those
dogs from
Fat
Harkins.
Franks, yeah.
Coming straight from Harkins Theater.
All beef.
And then a little cup of jalapenos.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I need double stuffed Oreos or the dark chocolate Oreos. You ever had those?
No.
Those are so good.
So is it like coated or is it like
No,
the,
like the
chocolate?
dark
stuff.
chocolate.
The stuff?
The stuff is
During
dark
Easter,
chocolate.
they make Peep ones, which I don't normally like Peeps at all, right? But the Peep Oreos are really good.
Mm.
You guys don't trust me. I can tell that you guys don't trust that what I'm saying is true.
No,
I'm not a
it's
huge-
a
I'm
marshmallow
thinking
thing, so
about it.
probably can taste pretty good.
Yeah. Well, does it have like the yellow like sugar coating?
The ones that I had were pink and blue sugar coating, but there is
It's
coating.
like okay,
Yeah.
Dude, the
interesting.
birthday cake Oreos are insane.
Eh.
I don't know if you've had those.
Eh.
I think they're so good.
If you could order like, you write it down. It's like an order from like a restaurant. What would you have Walter pick up?
I could get anything. I could ask for stuff on different days, so I don't.
I'd probably think more
that's true.
internationally. I'm like, what couldn't I have? Oh, dude, probably like a euro from like Greece or something.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
it's true.
There's like some shop we went to where they put fries in the euro. I'm like, this is such an American idea that they're
The
putting.
innovation.
It's revolutionary.
It's happening in Greece. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're ahead of the curve.
I'd probably ask for a Kona chop salad
That's pretty good.
from Kona Grill.
I'd probably just get
Classic.
I'd get in and out
Yeah.
every
you
once in a
want-
while. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it just hits the
That's
spot
true.
more than anything else.
I wonder, it could go one of two ways, right? Because you're so bored, you're like in the house. Are you getting super buff or are you getting huge? Because you never have to go out in public again.
That's
There's
a really
still-
good question.
There's still other
And then you could just
people.
tell Walter, hey, I need bigger pans. Like, whatever.
I guess if you really wanted to get like super big, you could have any of those crazy like workout things, like that shit that's installed in the walls. You seen those?
Oh yeah, with the screens.
Oh,
Yeah, with
yeah.
the screens, you could do that. You can
That'd be
have a
dope.
Peloton if you want. You could like
Probably-
really test
there's
it out.
probably a gym in
You,
here.
you could ask for creatine.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
and
a
like
gym.
really
You ask for steroids.
yeah,
dude.
get some roids. Yeah,
What's the point of getting really like buff though?
There's other people in the house, and it's
Oh,
they're single now.
You just want to flex on them?
yeah. That's why I do it.
I'd probably
I don't do it for other people. I do it for myself. You know?
Oh yeah, well.
I'd probably
And to
get
flex on people.
I'd probably
Yeah,
get like a little buff and be like, yeah, okay, that was fun, and then just get fat.
Yeah. Just enjoy it. That way you die faster anyway, because who really wants to live there forever?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. People
Clog
retire in
my
houses.
Anyway, they're exploring the house. They're finding like a room with guns and explosives, which apparently never gets found again.
Which is also really weird.
Like
why would Walter fill the house with those things?
That's
Is it
good
like
point.
a locked door or something?
It was like a safe, I guess, and they found the key to the safe, and it opened because it was like the bookshelf, and they were like, "Well, I'm not gonna read these fucking books." But then there's like a key to like a safe, which is a secret door.
Because Walter's like not in there, most of the time.
I
Yeah.
feel like he's around all the time.
He's like around, but he can just have the guns wherever he's chilling,
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know why that would be in there in the first place, but so issue 3, there's an intro from Sam and his Walter experiences after high school. It's day 4 in the lake house, and people are starting to calm down, and they're like making breakfast, and they're like planning shit. And they're like, "We're gonna go to the lake today," which it seems like day 4 would be the day where you're like, "Okay, well, I guess we're stuck here."
Yeah.
And then Sam gets frustrated and walks off to explore, and then he walks off and he finds like an invisible barrier. So that's like the perimeter that you can walk to. And I feel like that's a day 1 activity.
That is absolutely a day 1 activity.
Like, how far can we go before there's either fire or something stops us?
Yeah, because you're in denial. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
You're like, let's just leave.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just going to walk home.
Yeah.
And so it seems crazy that this is day 4, but whatever. The next day, Sam starts mapping out where like the barriers are and the other shit that's like inside. So there's weird statues. There's like this strange black building with no entrance. And then he gets like frustrated because he's like, "I'm not playing your game, Walter." And then he leaves. But then we find out there's someone stuck inside that house, and he's shouting for Sam. And then Walter's there, and he's like watching. So
Always watching.
he's pretty creepy. But he finds like a bunch of statues, and I'm like, what happens if you touch those ones? Like, what does it show you then?
Yeah.
Or like, what does that even, like, does it mean anything? Do they like, is there a way, like a certain spot where you're supposed to stand and it makes like a shape? You ever seen those?
No?
Where you like stand
Or-
somewhere and you look at like,
maybe it makes
is that
a
like an
shadow
art
at it?
museum, or yeah, it makes like a shadow and like the perspective like spell something out. That's what I figured was gonna happen.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had that shit at like the Phoenix Art Museum sometimes.
Yeah, they have that at art museums all the time.
Yeah. Pretty sick.
So yeah, pretty creepy that there's a guy stuck in there. It was pretty cool development. It's like, okay, there's
So
some other guy
I was so lost on like the characters that I thought that was somebody
that we
that
knew.
we knew already.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, I'm like, how'd they get in there? Is that the person wandering around?
Like, did
That's what
Walter-
happens when you wander around?
Did Walter take him? At
Yeah.
first, I thought that was like the same person that just like walked away. I thought it was Sam.
Yeah,
and
like
I was
he
like,
got
oh my
stuck
god,
in there.
Walter cloned himself into Sam, and now he's walking off. And then I was like, oh no, wait, it's just somebody else entirely.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, I think that's like, I think that moment would have hit harder if I knew who all the fucking characters were, but I don't. Like, this is the first time we're learning about Sam, really.
Yeah.
And then he's just going out and mapping shit. I barely even know what he looks like because of the coloring, but
Mhm.
I do like the coloring. It's pretty sick. But that's issue 3 pretty much. I do like that there's pages of just like the notebooks and like the sketches and stuff, like how he's mapping it together. I think that's pretty creative.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see like his thought process as like
Yeah.
he's trying to figure out what's happening.
And
He
he's like,
says like, "Are birds real?" And no, they're not. They weren't real now in the real world.
and he's like, what do they mean? Or like the statue signals. And
I kind of like the idea that it would have been like an unsolvable puzzle, eventually it turns out to be something, but like he sees all these clues and stuff like that, like things that aren't in a forest,
yeah,
and so he's like, "I'm not fucking with this, not playing your games or whatever." But I kind of like if he was just like a big distraction from Walter,
mm-hmm. Issue 4, the whole crew discovered that if they write a list of things that they want on a notepad, then it'll appear for them the next day. So then it jumps to like day 27, and they've clearly ordered a bunch of shit and like some weird stuff too. Like someone ordered like a space monkey. I don't know if that's like a live thing.
You have to be specific.
Yeah. And there's an Action Comics #1.
Oh yeah.
Also Detective Comics 27. So first appearance of Superman and Batman. And so I'm like, okay, if the world's on fire, how's he getting this stuff? Is he just like making it?
Maybe just the people are on fire.
Just the people, not the stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the buildings are like crashing down and stuff.
There's a lot of questions.
But yeah, you could really just like write whatever.
Because like where if everything crashes, all electricity goes out in the world, how is he getting like fresh food?
Yeah, that's true. So, which is why I think that it didn't actually happen. It's
So-
just a ruse. Like, I think they're just stuck there, and they're getting like when they touch the statue, that's like a fake image of like everything being on fire.
Did you think that while reading?
No,
Okay.
but as soon as I saw Action Comics #1, I'm like, how did he find that? How does an alien know what Action Comics?
That was your
#1 is?
breakthrough?
That was my breakthrough. It literally was. And then you said the thing about the food, and I'm like, that makes a lot of sense too. But it was like the comic book.
I don't
for me.
know what the extent of these alien abilities are or technology. Maybe they just make stuff,
Out of thin air.
out of thin air, like chicken breasts or whatever.
Yeah. But I think that everything's fine outside, and
Someone put a lot of weed gummies. That's funny.
that's a good thing to ask for. And so there's a character named Molly. She's getting pretty depressed. She's not getting any packages. She was trying to write for her husband for like a couple days in a row. And then eventually she writes for tools to just kill herself with. But Walter's like not delivering on those products. So she like tries to get like creative with it too. She's like handgun and bullets. And then that doesn't come. She's like rope, like enough rope.
Yeah.
And then that doesn't come. She's like razor blade. And then she's just like not getting anything.
Razor blade.
Yeah. So since he's not delivering, this guy named David, he orders a straight razor for himself, but then gives it to her and tells Molly that like it's fine if you want to kill yourself. Like this is a weird situation. So she like validates her for that, which is fine, I guess.
Yeah,
if she wants to do that.
Her choice.
Yeah,
Her choice.
And it's weird because it seems like Walter chooses like specific people to just like reveal himself to.
Ones that he thinks he can trust, the ones that didn't freak out that much, I guess.
And so he shows himself in front of this David dude, and he's like, you could have just told us the rules. And then Walter doesn't like do anything, but I'm like, it's just interesting who he chooses to reveal himself in front of. Naya, who seems pretty nice, prepares a big dinner for everybody. And then David shows up. He's like covered in blood, and he starts ratting on the people for like keeping some secrets. And then he slits his own throat, saying weird shit like Walter won't let him die and stuff like that. And that's the end of that issue.
Yeah, he's got like a healing factor. They weren't like keeping secrets. Like
they were just
no one remembers like how they got there. Like they remember like leaving their house, and then they remember getting there, but they don't remember if they flew or if they drove.
That is a factor, yeah. But secrets like the gun room, or or like the big black building, that's clearly something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Sam didn't tell everybody about that.
Yeah.
I really like the build up to that, like this moment where he's like standing up on top of the dinner thing, and he's like saying all this weird shit.
Yeah, and blood on the dinner.
Yeah,
it's rude.
It seems like you could have just like waited until after dinner, maybe, because Naya prepared this big ass dinner, and now probably people don't want to eat.
Yeah, kind of ruined it.
Yeah,
that's
so
silly.
I think he's a bad guy.
I think he's disrespectful.
This panel's pretty sick though.
Yeah.
With like the splatter and everybody's like pretty horrified. Really sick cliffhanger, but yeah, it turns out everybody has like a healing factor in the house, so you can't really even kill yourself. And then the flashback on this one is it's like Walter revealing himself as like an alien to some random person in college for the first time, which obviously doesn't go well, but we now know that he has the power to like make you forget if he wants, which is pretty convenient.
Yep.
And like in the beginning, Nora gets like her wrist all fucked up because she tries to like slash him, but then they try and pass it off like, oh, it healed so fast because this doctor person patched me up. It would still be a little suspicious if it like healed like a couple days, right?
Right.
You would notice for sure.
She was probably being like, man, she's a really good doctor. She knows what she's doing. And so they put together like a whiteboard of everything that everybody knows and the secrets and the things that they don't know. Again, this feels like day 1 activity, but this is like day 30 now. So everybody's revealing like the big house with no entrance. There's lots of guns and explosives, and the stars like aren't moving, I guess, like they should be. So then they're like, okay, let's go to the house and we'll try and blow it open. So they tried like shooting it down with guns and then with a lot of C4. That's like a lot of C4. It's like a big crate.
It's like a lunchbox.
No, it's bigger than a lunchbox.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this countdown sequence page where it's like counting down from 10 to like a big boom. I thought that was pretty cool, like design wise.
I like how the house was like unaffected, but there's like a huge crater in the ground now.
Yeah. I thought that was cool too. So that doesn't work, and they all try touching a statue that has their symbol on it, and then they ask for a door to the house, and it does create a door, and someone walks out named Reg saying that there's still time to save the world. So this whole bit felt like an escape the room sort of sequence.
Yeah.
It's like, well, maybe if we all touch the thing and then we ask for it, maybe it'll work. Like, you're just trying different things to see what happens. So pretty cool reveal though. There's like the new guy, and he's like, you know what, we can still save the world.
Yeah.
Also, like, actually, we already talked about it. I was like, how did no one figure out the gun room? But I guess it was hidden, right? Like the shelf.
Because you needed the key that was behind the books.
Yep. Okay.
So,
everything checks out.
it almost seems like it was almost like a reward for like reading the stuff that he like recommended.
You know, true.
You're like, hey, good job. You get this little drawer.
You finally read Sandman.
Yeah.
Here's a lot of guns.
Yeah.
So Reg has been there since day one, and he's apparently Walter's best friend, and he's the one that's been reading the transcripts, so he knows everything that's been happening.
Reg is who she was asking for. That's her husband, right?
No, I think that's somebody else,
sure.
isn't it?
No, I'm pretty sure that's her man's.
That would be kind of cool, actually.
I think.
It seems like no one really knows this dude except for. Wait,
no, the husband is Cameron Michael Reynolds. You're talking about the one that was trying to write down her husband's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different person.
That would have been cool though.
That would have been cool. Because that would be really nice for her.
Because Reg is gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't you correct me faster?
I don't know.
I don't know. You could have been right. I don't know. There's too many
no.
fucking characters. I can't keep track of them.
That was the guy he roared with.
Yes. So
Yeah, here's the RARs now.
yeah, here comes the RARs. So yeah, in like the flashback, it's like it was Reg and then Norm, who was Norm at the time. Now she's Nora because she's trans. But they were like in the same college dorm or something together.
Something like that.
And they're like texting each other on like Reddit or something, and they have like their
It's
usernames.
probably like AOL or something.
Yeah, it's
AOL.
AIM.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I never used that. Is that how you communicated with people back then?
Fucking
yeah.
child over here.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
So he throws out a RAR. And then Reg says no RARs exclamation point. And I'm like, this is
As you should.
yeah.
He didn't XD though. It's not really a RAR if you're not XD.
You're
You're gonna RAR,
committed
you
to
gotta
this.
You got
XD,
XD.
He says he tries to pull out the RAR period. All lowercase.
Yeah, come
You're not
on.
doing anything with that.
Obviously, I would have known something was up with this guy.
Yeah. But I
Oh,
guess
my friend's depressed.
It's not capitalized and there's no XD.
yeah, come on. What's up with your sad RARs?
Yeah.
But I guess like Walter comes out and he says he likes Reg, and Reg wasn't really feeling it. And so he's like, well, now this is awkward. And that's basically that whole background. So things were kind of weird for a little bit. There's a cool line in here that I think plants a seed for later. But when Reg reveals that he's like been getting the transcripts and he's read everything that people have been saying, Rick is like, so what do you know? And he's like, I know way too much, Rick.
Yeah,
So I'm
more
like,
than I
what-
like to know.
I'm like, what did Rick do? What was Rick been up to? But some more flashback stuff. Walter confesses that he's an alien to Nora and Reg. Nora freaks out, so his mind was wiped. But Reg was like more chill about it, I guess. And so it turns out that he has kind of been helping Walter design everything. And then Walter would just wipe his mind after so that he wouldn't be able to remember anything. And Walter is an alien running experiments on humans to see if they are stable. And he chose like his closest friends as like subjects for the experiment because to him, those are like the best people.
Yeah, like he has become more attached than he was supposed to be. And so he wants these people to be like this really good sample size that he chose. He was just supposed to pick like the best humans or whatever.
Yeah, but he just chose his friends.
So apparently there's like other little cohorts like this.
there's little
Supposedly.
there's other houses on the lake.
Other houses, other lakes maybe.
Hmm.
You know, and I can't remember what else they were trying to do, but that's the thing.
How do you know that? Were you reading on or?
No, this is just what I got from
Oh,
this.
okay, gotcha. It all makes sense.
Yeah, aliens and I feel like I'm
Aliens
forgetting
are
something.
experiments. They're like, are humans good? Can we like? I don't know. I don't know what the goal is, but Walter seems to think that there's time to save people because they're not done with the experiment yet. And he's like, you guys got to figure your shit out because if you're just a big mess, the aliens are just going to kill you and everybody else.
Oh
So-
yeah, and then it could just be a whole simulation.
yeah.
You
Which is what I think. I think they still like took them
Yeah, yeah.
because no one remembers like going to the airport really.
Right.
So I think Walter like knocks him out, and then they are on like a spaceship or something.
I think it seems like a safer bet for aliens to take people and then do the experiment with them and then blow up the world or whatever if they need to,
Mhm.
rather than hoping that they have the right sample size.
Yeah, they're like, oh fuck, we already killed everybody.
These ones suck.
Like, oh shit. We'll try again in a couple trillion years.
Yeah.
And so Walter shows up and he's like, you guys are doing too much. And then he wipes everyone's mind again, I think. And that's the end of the trade. So, I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. It feels like it was paced like it was a season of like a TV show.
Yeah.
Or like a limited TV show.
Yeah, you kind of have to do that with like cliffhangers at the end of each episode or each issue.
Yeah, but like this is the kind of story that I feel like would be like a limited series on like a Netflix or HBO or something like that.
Isn't it options?
I think so. I think it's going to be made into something, but
I feel like they should really limit it to like 6 or 7 people.
Maybe it'll be easier.
I think 12 is just way too many.
I think 12 would be better in a TV show.
Yeah, then
because like
you can see people's faces like better
and get used to who they are
how they sound, and
you'll be like, that one's Pedro Pascal, and then and so you'll remember the faces. It's not just like how they're drawn, and hopefully that sticks,
And I think like it should be less than the comic because they are drawn like with different outfits and shit every day, and the coloring, even though it's really good, I think it's pretty stylized and it makes it hard to like actually remember what someone's skin color like looks like.
Yeah, there was only really like 3 or 4 that I like remember, you know, and I think they're probably just the more important ones. Mm-hmm. Maybe the other issues after this will be more focused on the other people.
Which is why I think it should have been more focused on Ryan, who's like the most recent friend of Walter.
Yeah.
Maybe that
Who the fuck's Ryan?
Ryan's the artist person in the very beginning. The blue hair, yeah.
Oh, she's barely in that shit.
She's barely in it after that. And so I'm like, okay, which is what threw me off because I'm like, where's like this Ryan character?
Yeah.
And so
you don't really get attached to anybody individually. Or at least I didn't.
I didn't either. I don't even really care about Walter that much. He seems like kind of a bitch, to be honest.
Yeah. Dude, rawr.
So yeah, rawr. Anyway, let's go into some back matter matters.
Back matter matters.
So at the end of a book, they have back matter, and back matter is only something that's available in trades.
Oh, is it the?
It's like the extra. It's like the extra stuff at the back that you don't get if it's a single issue. So we see all the covers, and I feel like Tinian's always really good with getting covers and stuff.
Yeah, dude, he had some top tier people in this.
Like he had some pretty good people in here. He had Francesco Francavilla in one of them.
Yeah, dude.
But like in Something is Killing the Children, he's got like tons of great cover artists too.
Yeah.
But yeah, tons of cool covers.
This Robert Hack one I thought was Francesco Francavilla, but still really good.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of people that I'm not super familiar with, but pretty good covers. And then you get the breakdown of who everybody is and what their symbol is, and I need that on like every page.
Yeah.
Like every page, this should just be like a little thing at the top.
Yeah. Walter does look like a dweeb.
He does. I think
that was a Bill Sienkiewicz one.
Yeah, the Bill Sienkiewicz cover is pretty cool.
Neat.
There's like designs, the house designs, and he got like really granular with it.
Dude, like every fucking room.
Like that.
There's like a
floor
outside
plan. Angles from like the left side, the right side, straightforward.
And different like seasons.
Different rooms. He's got like the floor plan with like the different levels and stuff too.
Very nice.
Which is crazy. Surely like
maybe it's a real house.
It looks like the Twilight House.
I would hope it's a real house because it'd be really hard.
It does.
Like the fucking
Twilight House.
Where the vampires are?
The Cullens house or whatever.
Anybody who is watching this, it looks just like the Twilight House.
It's all snowy outside.
Sometimes.
I think that's what I'm thinking of. I hope it's a real house for his sake, because this would have been really annoying to try and like construct.
Unless he's got a passion for architecture.
Yeah, maybe he does. But in that case, he did a really good job. But yeah, I thought that was interesting that he went that far, because I don't recognize rooms of the house, Just
the living room, maybe.
Yeah, maybe like living room.
Because it's like attached to the kitchen and whatnot.
But I don't, Pretty cool. He's a very good artist. Like, I don't know how I haven't seen his stuff before.
I guess in this one, Damon Lindelof gave a quote.
Which is why I'm like, this would be like a show.
That's a big flex.
That's a huge flex.
I think it would make a good show.
Yeah. Because Damon Lindelof was one for the Watchmen show, right?
Yeah, and the
He did, like,
leftovers
Lost.
and
He did Lost, right?
yeah, Lost.
Yeah. So pretty big flex. All right, Sarah. We rate the books, but we don't rate them with stars. We rate them with food, particularly food that has funky size names. So you know that there's like a grande or like a venti or like a like it, love it, gotta have it kind of deal.
K-Nat combo, box, things like that.
Nice.
How would you rate this?
Do I pick my own sizing memeasurement or do I use?
Sure, whatever.
want.
Like, do you guys set one?
We typically just stick with Cold Stone because, you know, I'd give this like a love it. Like I was pretty interested in it, but it's not like a gotta have it kind of book.
Sure.
I think it's interesting, and I like the pacing of it and the gradual reveals, and you start to like learn more. So I would say it's like a love it, but there's just way too many toppings. It's like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, it's like overflowing.
It's like, oh god, I can't focus.
You try and put a lid on it, and there's like too much.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd probably do the same thing, except where like they give you like too much ice cream on accident. You know? But,
Yeah.
So
and then
like,
they try and close the lid.
No, not even a lid. They're like, you just got to take this and eat it now. You know,
And it's like melting on your hands.
It's like towering up on top. Because I think maybe the book as a whole will be like a gotta have it. You know, assuming it ends well.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of tough to just kind of stop right in the middle. You know.
Yep.
But
How many sizes does Chiba Hut have? They
they
got a
have-
nug. They got a blunt.
They got the pinner. The blunt's the biggest one.
Uh-huh.
The pinner's the second one.
Volume 2 came out like last month.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Cool.
And the nug's the smallest one.
Yeah.
I guess in the middle.
The pinner.
Yeah. What? I'm.
Oh, I love it.
Chiba Hut?
I
I've only been there like once.
Really? I fucking love
was
Chiba
gonna
Hut.
go Jersey Mike's, but they only have the regular and the gigantic. Well, they have a small too. I guess it all means the same.
Yeah.
Are you getting?
I'm not authentic if I rate it with Cold Stone because I can't eat that much ice cream like I always think I can, but I can't even eat it like it. So
Well, you don't read a whole lot of comics, so it's
That's
like
true.
it's like ice cream
it is.
in that way. What's your favorite ice cream?
And you just give it to me anyway, you know.
Moose
so-
tracks
You know,
or caramel cone.
Moose Tracks is pretty good. Someone put me onto
Why'd you
that.
laugh? Why are you laughing?
Because what is that the thing that you give it the cones?
No, that's caramel cone. I get
Oh.
Moose tracks. They don't. It's
But that's
hard
a
to
brand,
find.
isn't it?
No,
No. It's a
Because
style?
like I did not expect you to say moose tracks at all.
it's hard. It's hard to find.
You don't know our favorite ice cream?
No, I was expecting you to be like, "What the fuck is that?"
No, I know what that is.
Because that is the correct
I've had
answer.
it, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty fucking good.
I had it at like Albertsons.
What's in it?
Like little peanut butter cups, and then it's vanilla and chocolate icing mixed together. And it's got like chocolate swirls in it.
That's pretty good.
Pretty fire.
Yeah,
but
it's
caramel
really
cone's
good.
also really good. Have you ever had caramel cone?
No.
Haagen-Dazs?
It's like they have the cone, the waffle cone, and then that's like coated in like chocolate, and those are just like chunks in
And
the
it's like
caramel ice
lightly
cream or whatever.
carameled ice
Ooh,
cream.
good
It's
idea.
so
It
good.
is really fucking good.
Does that protect the waffle cone from
It's
getting
still
soggy?
crunchy. Yeah.
100%
Oh my
it
god,
is.
there's science behind it too.
Yeah.
Wow.
We
That's
love
pretty cool.
innovation.
They had researchers, they're best guys on this.
They had
Haagen
Haagen and Dazs
doesn't
on
miss.
it.
They don't miss. What's your favorite ice cream?
Like mint and chip.
I respect it.
Yeah. If I'm going raw, I don't think you can have mint and chip with like a lot of toppings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if I'm
no.
getting toppings, it'll be like a
Sometimes go with like some brownie or like chocolate
Or
drizzle.
Reese's Blizzard. If I'm
Yeah.
going like topping
Yeah.
wise.
We were looking at hotels for Paris, and I found a corner that looked nice, and I was like scrolling around to convince her. I'm like, oh, they have a Haagen-Dazs, you know? Just
like, oh hell yeah,
we picked a hotel that's right next to McDonald's, and
a little piece of home.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like, you know,
But they have like fancy McDonald's over there, right?
exactly.
We want to
And
try this stuff.
You can get it like a crepe over there maybe or something.
probably, yeah. Well, there's a creperie right next to McDonald's, so
A creperie.
We'll have a creperie for breakfast and a McDonald's for midnight snack.
Creperie doesn't sound very flattering.
is that the
Does it sound better if it's creperie?
Creperie.
crapperie?
Sounds
That's
like
why it doesn't
crap.
sound very flattering. Like, oh, I'm gonna run down the creperie
I hope
real
you
quick.
guys don't have any French listeners.
We do.
Creperie.
What was that other country that we had like a bunch of listeners in for some reason? It's just
Bunch of
kind of
what?
a bunch of listeners.
Oh,
It's
like
kind of random.
like Argentina.
Was it cool?
Yeah,
Shout out.
yeah. Shout out to Argentinians.
Anyway, let's get in the pull list. Colon.
Shove it in your box.
Sorry?
The pull list, the pull list. What did you shove in your box? So when you are subscribed at the comic shop, they give you a box, and that's where they put all your subscriptions.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Sarah.
So we call it the pull list. They also call it like your pull list. That's like the list of stuff that you're subscribed to. So that's what they shove in your box.
So they put the things from the pull list into your
shove
box.
it in your box.
Yeah. And so when the new comics come in, they shove it into your box, and you pull it out later. Daniel, what was in your box this week?
Nathan, we got Guardians of the Galaxy #1.
Huh?
That new
the Groot one?
Huh? No, the one where it's like a Western.
Gru.
Yeah. Okay. Damn it. I missed that.
Really?
Shit.
No, I got it.
I was picking up a lot already.
Got the Scotty Young cover. It was sick.
Fuck. I got to go back.
I got the giant cockju, which is the kaiju story.
I looked at
Jerry Duggan and Scott Kolbish. The kaiju.
What is that about again?
It's a kaiju that terrorizes Tokyo and whatnot, and also needs to fuck sometimes.
That's what it was. Yeah.
What does he fuck?
Other kaiju, or maybe buildings. I don't
What
know.
does he fuck?
I don't know.
I think it's other monsters.
I remember us talking about
that.
No,
they fight in a giant robot, so maybe he fucks the giant robot. That'd be something.
Yeah, okay. I remember it was like Godzilla, but with a thing, with like a twist, but I couldn't remember what it was.
And the twist is he's got a fuck.
And he's got a big cock, I guess.
Yeah. Can't wait to see it. It's a 3-issue limited series, so I think that's plenty worth it.
Okay.
I got 8 Billion Genies, #8, the final issue of that one.
Mm-hmm.
We got The Ambassadors, #2. That's about this dude who figures out how to give people superpowers, and
Do they get to pick?
They get to pick 6 people in the world to give it to.
Willy Wonka, but superpowers.
Well,
Basically.
so he picks who to give a superpower to,
I haven't read the first issue, so
and then do they get to pick their own superpower?
We haven't
Those
gotten
were
to
my
that part yet.
Okay.
We just found out that this person figured out how superpowers happen, and they're like, I'm going to give it to 6 people, and we're going to choose you. And that was like the end of the first one.
Yeah.
Really interesting so far. But yeah, I picked that up as well.
We got Nemesis Reloaded, #4. I don't even have #3, but it's fine, I guess.
They're cranking those out.
Yeah, I know. Same with Ambassadors. I feel like that shit just came out.
I know. I picked it up and I was like, it was in my box already. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I wasn't like expecting it for another 2 weeks.
Got Phantom Road #2 and Danger Street #5.
And I picked up Chroma #4, and that was the only additional thing. But yeah,
I think that's the last issue, isn't it?
I don't know.
Because I think the trade is coming out
Cool.
soon.
Yeah, big week though. Last week I picked up like 2 things, and this one was like $30 worth of stuff. But there's my comic shop is doing this thing where if you spend $30, you get $15 like cash coupon thing to spend for like a future purchase of $30 or more.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, that's a great deal.
Yeah, so next time I have a big week, I'm gonna have $15 off.
A big week for you is $30.
Yeah, typically
That's like the goal.
I'm trying to limit how much I'm buying every week because I'm definitely not reading that amount every week on top of like the podcast. So $30 is like pretty big. I would say my standard is like 15 to 20.
Yeah, and then if you spend more, you can get a bigger like cash coupon thing. I don't even know why, but I've been getting ads for your store.
Like on Instagram?
Yeah. So if you spend I think if you spend $50, you get like $25 off later.
Dude, the owner was fighting with somebody today.
Whoa, why?
I don't even know.
The comic book drama? What did he say?
They were like kind of getting into it. And those like Disney covers
It's
that have
like
been coming out?
Is it Hulk or Thor wins or something like that?
No. It was like the logistics of the store, I think.
Okay.
Because those like Disney covers that they're coming out with where it's like famous. There's like famous Marvel covers, but it would be like Mickey or Goofy instead.
Oh,
they're pretty cool covers.
Did he buy one thinking it was a different book?
I think he wanted one of those, but in his poll list, he had the normal cover in there already, and he wanted to switch it out. I think that was a big fucking deal for some reason.
Yeah, why? Just grab the other one.
That's what I'm thinking. I did that for the Tom King cover.
Were they limited? Maybe they were out.
I think they're super limited. Like it's a very, I think it's a very small run, or you have to order a lot of like a certain cover to get a few of the cool covers.
It's a ratio variant.
Yeah. So
Bastards.
when I did the same thing though with the Tom King one, he seemed like a little flustered by it, and he's like, "Oh, I'll let you do it this time."
Maybe you have to pay for it or something.
I think I got it in with him, to be honest.
Okay.
Because I think he likes me, and he realized that I can talk about comics.
Yeah.
At like a higher level than most people probably.
You gotta, when you're like a comic shop owner, you gotta probably be into it to talk to people about comics, and
yeah,
who doesn't want friends, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So he let me do that one time, but I could tell he was like, well, normally I can't really do this kind of deal, which I think is dumb. Like if I want this cover, you still have the same amount of like units to me.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do? Like save those for somebody else who's just going to buy the same cover?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just weird.
Also bought myself a birthday gift. I just got another Reckless book. It's number 3 in the series.
How many have you read?
1. So I have 1, 3, 4, and 5. And if I had 2, I would have got it, obviously, but they didn't have it, so he ordered that for me.
Now starts the hunt.
Yeah. No, I just had Drew order it, and
okay.
it'll be there probably next time I'm there.
Well,
but
then you'll have completed the hunt.
Yeah, and then I got to read all that before that new one, Night Fever.
Oh, yeah.
So I know it's not connected, but I'd like to be caught up on shit.
Are you going to hunt for anything in Comic-Con this year? Like just back issues?
Probably that Deathstroke annual that we were talking about.
Oh, that'd be
just
fun.
keep an eye out for it. I don't know. I have like a couple things that like I've always kind of look for. I don't know if I'll ever really get into graded books that much. Like I have stuff that I like, but why are you gonna look for something?
I don't know. I typically will bring like $200 and I'll look for like a graded book. Yeah.
I'll maybe take a look at, some cool variants or something.
Okay.
I have like a mental list where if I see it, I'm like, oh, that shit's sick. I don't have it and I want it. But
what do you even like anymore? Like superheroes? Like what's your favorite superhero? Parker asked me and I didn't know what the answer was. And he's like, you have a comic book podcast and you don't know about your favorite superhero? And I was like, I don't.
Cable probably.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Second would probably be like Red Hood.
Okay. That was close then.
Did you say that?
I said he's really into Doom Patrol right now.
Doom Patrol I like as like a team. I don't know if I necessarily like anyone individually.
Yeah.
And I like people in the show more than I do in like the comics.
And I said like Nightwing because I didn't know what else to say.
Nightwing used to be like a favorite.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I grew up a little bit,
What have you all been watching? What have you been watching, Sarah?
Well, you know me, Nathan.
Some Jersey Shore?
Yes. First of all, yes. I watched season 5 of Jersey Shore. I just started watching Suits, Abbott Elementary. Oh, Dave just came back.
Oh, yeah.
Little Dicky show.
Uh-huh.
So we watched the first 2 episodes of that, and then we'll watch the new one.
I also watched the first episode of Dave.
Grey's Anatomy is still on, so I am still watching
There's 3
it.
out now, but yeah.
Dude, she bought a season
Don't put me on blast.
of television. Like a season was missing from, I don't know, some streaming service.
I signed up for Paramount Plus.
And
Ooh.
a season of Jersey Shore Summer Vacation was missing. And so she paid $20 on Amazon.
You can like find
She sent me $20. I'm like, what did you do?
You can just like look
I
up
have
a
to see my
YouTube
programs.
recap of like what Pauly D was doing for this season or $20.
Wait, there were 30 episodes.
There was 20.
30.
There was 30? That's pretty good value.
Including the
Each episode
reunions, but I didn't watch the reunions.
Each episode is less than $1.
75
yeah,
cents.
do you smell a bargain? Because I do.
I smell the quality of the show.
Yeah, but I like it. I do. I don't know what it is. I just love crappy reality TV, like The Challenge. That's why I got Paramount Plus, because I wanted to be able to watch more seasons of The Challenge.
Oh.
There's like 30.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Are
There's
you serious?
more than 30. There's like 40.
Oh.
You ever watch like Naked and Afraid and that stuff?
Mm-hmm. Not in a long time, but yeah, I
That's
was
good
into
TV.
that. And then Alaskan Bush People. Did you ever see that?
I've heard of that, but I don't know what it is.
It's people in Alaska who live like in the bush, which is like in the wild. They eventually like were running from the law because you can't just live on on park land, which is what they were doing, because they were like building little cabins and shit and just trying to live there permanently.
Oh shit, that's kind of fun then.
I'm always watching something, Nathan. Right now it's Suits.
Did you read anything?
No, I didn't get the chance to read anything.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted to ask Sarah what she was up to.
Nathan.
I don't know if I like Dave anymore.
Season 2 wasn't that good.
Season 2, I was like,
Season 2 is all right.
It's like a weird show, and you just kind of have to get used to it being a weird show.
It is weird, but
Yeah.
like season 2 definitely took
You're not going to like the first 2 episodes of season 3
I saw
then.
the first episode of season
You
1
didn't
and I
think
was like,
season 3?
sorry, the first episode of season 3, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of weird. But
Yeah.
it seemed like they reeled it back a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe it's still weird.
Let's see. I still kind of look forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and Ted Lasso. We
Oh, yeah.
watched Ted Lasso.
That came back. Great show.
Great show.
That's what I hear.
Do you have Apple?
No.
Well, just use your mom's.
Mom does.
I
Yeah,
have ways
just
to
your
get
mom's.
it. I just haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah.
Then Sarah kind of watched the newer Mando episodes with us. Bear with me.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Are you? So have you?
She just was in the room when I was watching it.
Okay, gotcha. So are you caught up then?
I didn't watch today's, but yeah.
Okay.
Dude, there's this scene where they're like in a cave and they're thinking about going to like Navarro or whatever. And they have like a talking stick, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, that was very nice.
Like, I have the talking stick. And they like pass it. It's like, anyone else wish to speak or whatever.
I mean, that seems like a really nice way to get things done.
That's how you do it with children.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
They basically are.
Dude, they get to some planet where Jack Black and Lizzo are there,
Yes. Okay.
which is fun. And well, as soon as they get there, there's a black C-3PO and a black R2-D2. And I freaked out because I thought it was Dr. Afro was going to be in this shit or something.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Really? I was like, and then I saw that C3 unit up close and like it had a different face. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah, really? I was
Yeah.
pretty excited and very quickly let down.
Do you think it was distracting to have Jack Black and Lizzo?
There's a lot of cameos in that, and so I don't think it was that distracting. They weren't really that big of a part.
I liked their roles.
Yeah, they were
I
just
thought that was cool.
royalty or whatever.
I just like Jack Black.
The actor who plays Bo-Katan is going to be at Comic-Con.
I know.
That's crazy.
Sophie's gonna be Bo-Katan too.
Is she going to pay to go get a photo op?
Maybe. I don't know.
Dang.
She might have to now. I'm really liking Bo-Katan this season though. I didn't give a shit about her.
I
for,
thought
like,
she
last
was
two
a
seasons.
little bit cooler last season. She's like nicer now.
I just think she's cool.
Yeah.
What have you been watching, Nathan?
I've been watching some more Barry.
Oh, how far are you?
I'm like the second to last episode of season 1.
Okay.
So
Good fucking season. I'm so excited for you.
yeah. So it just got to the point where it's like that crazy like Marine dude was like, all right, let's go kill these guys at the airplane strip or whatever, and then they just got shot a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the episode ended, and I was like, fuck, I have to go pick up Sophia.
She can wait 30 minutes.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying that show. And I watched the newest Mando, pretty good. And we're doing like a puzzle right now, so we're having shit on the background, but I can't do two things at once, so I was just like watching Cat in the Hat.
Oh, classic.
That movie is so good.
I love it. You haven't seen it, right?
Uh-uh.
She's
Oh
never seen
my
it.
god.
It's creepy looking.
It is so
It
creepy.
looks very creepy.
It's definitely probably one of those movies where if you didn't see it as a kid, it's probably kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of really funny jokes in there, and there's like
When he's like the hippie man.
I don't like the term dog. Okay, I think it's just really, really rude. I
I'll
prefer
hold
the
your
term.
canine American. So stupid.
That's like my favorite joke.
Uh,
There's one where he's like,
"Ah," or whatever.
remember when they're like doing the cooking show, and he's like, anything, and he's like, I'll cut you. I'll make it look like a bloody accident.
Yeah.
So good movie. But I think that's all.
Mike Myers is just goated in our childhood. You know?
He is totally. But I think that's pretty much everything new I've been watching. I didn't get the chance to read anything this week.
Watched John Wick 4.
We did watch John Wick 4.
We sure did.
I didn't even get to talk to you guys about it.
I
You
know.
were a little tired.
Glad we're here.
What'd you think, Sarah?
I
Did you think it was long?
thought I fell asleep, Nathan. Yeah.
That's fair.
I went to a
almost did
late
too.
showing. Okay, it was
We went-
9:40.
We
Yeah.
went to a 3-hour movie and we got there at 9:40. So
And it was only like I only fell asleep for like 10 or 15 minutes, and it was during like one of the big action scene at the end, right before he gets to where he has to run up that little hill.
yeah.
So that's where I fell asleep at. But
Okay, that's fair.
it's just not my kind of movie, and I think even if I had seen the first 3 before I saw this one, because I've never seen a John Wick film,
Okay, gotcha.
I still don't think it would be super my movie, just because it doesn't have the gossip or the dialogue that I like. Without the character development, I'm just not in it.
Okay.
Maybe the first
So-
one you'd be
I
more
think
Yeah.
you would like the first one.
because like since the third one, like all of the fight scenes have like doubled in length.
Yeah,
Like all of these could have been cut in half. You know,
I agree.
it was
Definitely
long
that
for
first
no
one.
reason.
Definitely that first one at the Osaka Continental.
yeah,
That one was like way too long. It seems like
they're all like pretty long.
yeah, but I think what's good about most of the other John Wick movies is that the circumstance kind of changes like pretty frequently. Even if it's like one long fight, you're in like different settings or like things are happening to where it's like, okay, it feels like a fresh kind of fight now because this thing has changed. That did not happen very much in this movie, it felt like. Because
Yeah.
he's in that one room with like the glass walls or whatever for
Yeah.
like 15 minutes. And I'm like, he's just doing the same thing. He's flipping guys over and shooting them in the
Yeah.
neck.
When the fight scenes are that long and they're just like the one shots, it just feels like you can see like the acting and like the like rehearsal of all these of the choreography, you know,
Yeah.
You definitely
I-
can.
which is fine, you know, but like it doesn't look as natural, you know.
I feel like they're giving their audience what they want. Like that lady right in front of you guys who like whooped. She's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, get him.
Yeah,
There's fucking woo girls.
was-
They're clapping after the first
I'm
fight.
saying giving their audience what they want.
Yeah, I'm surprised that there was somebody clapping when this movie's like, what was it, like 2 or 3 weeks old by the time we
Yeah.
Yeah,
got
I'm
it's
there?
not like
surprised
we're
how
And
opening
it's
full the
night.
also
theater was.
Saturday, like 9:40 at night. Like
Yeah,
you're not that excited about this movie because you haven't seen it before, or maybe it's your fifth time and you're still clapping.
maybe.
But I mean, I'm glad she had a good time,
Dude, I love that one dude who looked like Fat Schmidt.
dude. Yeah,
I fucking love that guy. He's like a stunt
Scott
double.
Adkins. Yeah,
Yeah, he's like a stunt double for like
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck's Batman.
hmm
I was like, is he actually fat? But no, it's like a fat suit. But I thought his character is so fun.
I thought we didn't need that fight.
Really,
I
that was
thought-
my favorite fight.
I thought the scene was fine, but I was like, the thing that really annoyed me with the third John Wick movie is that John Wick is like, I need to talk to this person so I can talk to this person so I can talk to this person so that I can do this thing that I need to do.
Yeah,
And it felt like that's what this was again.
yeah,
And so I just think, you know, to cut off 1 degree of like people you need to go talk to,
sure.
and that's like pretty good movie. And I think that part could have been like cut out. I think it was a fine opportunity for like those 3 characters to like meet. John Wick, the blind one, and the Mr. Nobody.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was just like, I don't think we needed that.
Do you think dogs are like a requirement for these movies?
Yeah.
like they just have to have a dog.
Yeah.
somewhere.
100%.
Yeah,
And it sucks because the pit bull wasn't in it very much.
yeah. He was at the beginning.
Dog. The blind man was cool.
Dude, did you realize
I
he was
liked
the
him.
blind guy from Rogue One? It's the same actor.
I knew I was going to ask you how I know that guy.
I didn't know it. I heard it on like another podcast, but I was
Oh,
like,
okay. That makes
no
sense.
way, that's sick. Is he blind in real life?
I don't
But
think
no,
so.
He's not.
He's just good at being blind. Yeah. Whenever I like recognize someone and you're next to me, I'm like, how do I know him? And you just like know how I know him.
Yeah, no, because I know what you've seen and
Yeah.
I know where I know people from.
You're like IMDb, but like if I were to ask Siri,
It's kind of a curse. Like I'm like half watching the shows that she's watching, and I fucking hate it because there's so many people that I recognize in it. There's a girl in it that for like 2 minutes
what?
in Suits,
Okay.
and she was like Barney Stinson's like girlfriend in How I Met Your Mother for like half a season. Her name was
Wow.
Nora, the one that like I'll have to show you a picture, but like the fact that I haven't seen that show in like years,
Yeah.
and
Good show.
I just saw her for a second. I'm like, I fucking know her, and so I was so mad I had to like figure it out because she wasn't known for either of those roles.
If you look
And,
up like
her
the cast list for Suits, like, you're scrolling for a while.
yeah, I'm like, which fucking episode is this? So I can just go straight to it. And so
That's funny.
Because he's got to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like made in a time where like all other shows that I was really like watching a lot
hmm
came out. So it's just a lot of the same actors, and so it's infuriating.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I liked the blind dude, kind of.
I liked him.
It's like, how blind are you really? I wish we saw more of his gadgets.
yeah, that whole like doorbell thing was
He had
sick.
the doorbell thing, which is really cool. And I'm like, okay, that gives me something to work with a little bit more. And it's
Mhm.
creative. It
Yeah.
adds like something else to do rather than him just like, flicking his cane around. Did you realize his name is Kane? And he's got a cane?
Yeah,
I'm like, that's a little fucked up.
I think
I did not
we
notice
saw
that.
how it was like spelled, and I'm like, oh yeah, like
And he's got a cane.
Michael Caine or whatever.
But I wish there was more gadgets, especially with those like bigger fights.
yeah,
Like maybe he has like, some doorbells on him or like something
Oh,
that
yeah.
vibrates and it like there's directional vibrations or something. He's like, there's a guy this far away from you. So
yeah, some
whatever.
sort of motion
I
detector
wish there
thing.
was some more gadgets. I think that would have been fun.
I think it might just be like a little hard to explain those sort of things.
Well, you got 3 hours.
Yeah. So I thought there was going to be like 2 more John Wick movies. We're clearly into spoilers, but he dies at the end of this.
Yeah.
And so I didn't like expect that. And it also didn't like feel right. Like it didn't feel like deserved, I guess.
It was a weird way for him to die.
And like out of all the things to rush
They
in this
clearly
movie-
just faked his death because they're friends with him.
Did they? Oh,
Yes.
that's true. That could totally be the
He could totally be faked.
So
But
that he could be out for good.
I think the reason
Well, he was already out for good, but I guess people could still have like a
Try
grudge
to
or
have
whatever.
vendettas for sure.
yeah, definitely people with vendettas. But I also feel like he could actually be dead because then it would be symbolic because he gives up his life so that blind dude, Mr. Kane, could have a life with his daughter,
Yeah.
and like he doesn't really have a whole lot to like live for necessarily.
And I don't even think he necessarily took down what's it called, the round table or something?
No, it seems like that was his goal, is to take down the high table, and he just took down one guy that was kind of new.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, next 2 movies, him doing that,
Sure.
And we just keep going up the hierarchy or whatever.
I cannot believe they would make another one of those.
John Wick?
Dude, this one made more than the rest of them. This is the highest earning John Wick
Mind-blowing.
movie. Yeah.
This is my 3rd favorite one.
You liked one.
This is
least
this one's probably
less
like
than this one.
This one's probably
Yeah.
3 or 4. Yeah.
It's 3rd is my least favorite. And I figured out why.
Halle Berry.
Not Halle Berry. I think she's pretty cool.
No, she was cool. That's all I can remember from that.
But there's
one.
no car scenes in the 3rd one.
And you really like car scenes?
Oh, yeah. You rewatched all
I
of them.
love the car scene in
Do you like
this
Fast
one.
and Furious movies?
Yeah, they're fine. Something about this one though, I just like that he
Okay,
gets hit
okay.
by cars all the time. It's really funny to me.
Yeah.
But it's also like, ooh, that would hurt. But like also believable, you'd still keep going. The first 2 movies have really good car scenes. They're very like loud, and he's got very specific car and stuff. And then the 3rd one, he doesn't have any car. And then the car thing happened in this one. I'm like, damn, I fucking love these cars. These like car things. And this one was fun because they're just doing, what's that roundabout thing called?
Roundabout?
In France.
I don't know.
Oh.
You guys are going there. You should know.
I don't know the name, but it's like a big thing.
It was in Mission Impossible. I know that.
Yeah, because it's like, so that whole scene was obviously fake, but like the setting was fake too, because you
Yeah.
can't film there,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is
You can't?
interesting.
How
yeah,
do they do it in Mission Impossible?
they didn't.
What?
That's
Holy shit.
because actually that looked more real than this did. So
Yeah, it
I
did.
don't know, but I think it's like some sort of law.
Yeah.
Do you imagine how fucked up traffic would be in France?
If they're like, oh, we're filming here.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never been there.
like sorry, Tom Cruise is here, or whatever.
People will be like, I understand.
Like I get it. I'll take the other way.
The
Yeah.
Scientologist motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, Nathan, what are we gonna read next week? What are we gonna read next week?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what we're gonna read next week.
Okay, great.
So we got Star Wars Jedi Survivor coming out next week.
Oh,
By
okay.
the time that episode comes out,
Sure.
so I think it'd be great to read a Star Wars book. Even better, we read a legacy book. So a book that is not in continuity,
Why would we do that?
because it'd be fun.
Okay, what is it?
There's a book actually called Star Wars Legacy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something like 100 years after the 6th movie, and it's I think like
I have a
Luke's
question.
grandson is in it or something. He's like one of the characters.
What's your question?
You know, like when I can't remember if you guys remember, but you know, like when they film a movie to make fun of another movie.
A spoof.
Do they ever have spoof comics? And have you read one?
Spoof comic.
I think you
kinda
could get
do.
into that.
There's definitely comics that are satire of other concepts.
And then there's ones that like definitely wouldn't happen in the universe. Like there's like Deadpool kills the Marvel universe.
Mhm.
So he kills like everyone in Marvel. So it's like that would never happen, but they did make the comic on it.
I guess that would be hard to do a spoof in writing, I guess, as opposed to in a movie.
I guess it'd
Because
have
it's the way they do the acting and like deliver everything.
Yeah.
there are like comics that there's characters where it's specifically like that's Superman or whatever, but it's not, and they're just kind of making fun of Superman in some way. But I don't know. I guess there probably is something out
I was
there.
just curious, like when,
It would be
Like,
hard to
Chewbacca gets to hook up with somebody.
Yeah, it would be hard to like I think draw that in a way that's parody because I
Yeah.
think in the movies it's clearly parody. So I think it's a little bit different for like comics IP, but there's definitely concepts where it's like, okay, clearly this is like a Batman thing,
Mhm.
but with a twist. So there's a comic that's supposed to be like the Christopher Nolan like Batman stuff, switches places with the Adam West Batman, the one that's like all silly and stuff.
Mhm.
For
But
the
those two
60s.
characters like switch place in the universe. So the silly Batman is in like the serious Batman universe
where people die and
where
shit.
people like die and he's like, oh, Great Gatsby or whatever. And then the serious one is in like the silly universe trying to get the, so there's ideas like that are out there, but yeah, nothing like specific spoof.
It's a good
Are
idea.
there any
though.
funny
a really good idea.
comics?
Yeah.
Well,
Probably I Hate
Comedies?
Fairyland is like a pretty funny
comics.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
comedies.
There's Sex Criminals. That one's pretty funny.
Sex Criminals is pretty funny. Yeah.
There's not a ton.
Well, the foundation of comics is
Have you
like
guys ever read a romance?
yes.
We have. We did one.
Was it a real romance or was it like, oh, this is...
It's kind of like as erotic as like a romance novel.
I didn't ask if you read erotica.
Not that, but
What's-
like
Have you guys ever read a porn?
you know that in romance comics they be fucking, so that happens in the book.
Yeah. We
We
read
do it
basic.
on, do it on Valentine's Day.
We read a 50 Shades of Grey kind of equivalent.
It's called Sunstone. Sorry,
Sunspot
Damn.
Sunstone.
Sunstone?
Sunspot
is
is the X-Men.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Rawr.
Rawr. But yeah, like the foundation of comics are like newspaper, like little funny strips. So there's definitely like comedy books out there.
A writer that I like is currently writing one. It's called Love Everlasting, and we'll
It's a romance one.
Romance, yeah. So what did I say?
I was just talking about the comedy
Yeah,
genre and you jumped back. So
Yeah, the romance one is we'll probably read that trade next Valentine's Day. Like we read them on the Valentine's week or
Mhm.
whatever. So
this is a very real part of the genre. But
yeah,
I
it
feel
used to
like
be much bigger in like the 70s, but it's kind of like died down
comedy's also kind of tough to pull off in a comic.
Yeah.
because like comedic timing and things like that is kind
There
of
used
tough.
to be a lot more Mad TV, like comic magazine stuff, though.
More than just the normal magazine. Like there'd be different series and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I think so.
Okay.
They're like Stewart comic books.
Stewart?
You
Is
said
that-
Mad TV. That's Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
You know what
Is
I'm
that,
talking about?
is that the main character, the Mad Magazine guy?
Yeah.
Are these like the same thing?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
Mad TV is owned by like Warner Bros, so they had some stuff going on for a little bit, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nathan, Star Wars.
Star Wars
Legacy.
Wars.
Legacy.
It's on Comixology Unlimited.
It's just called Star Wars
It's a legacy.
Yeah, I'll show you it.
And it's Luke's grandson.
I think so.
How original.
Right. And dude, just like the Sith Lords in this shit. I read this like years ago when it had Marvel Unlimited or whatever.
Okay.
And it's really fun.
Okay, cool.
You know how like there'll be those Elseworlds books, kind of like Dark Ages or something like that, where it's like just these fun ideas that wouldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
I'm down. So we'll do that next week.
Unless you have something to rebuttal with.
I do not.
Okay, good. This is why I prepare so you can't fight back.
Yes, because I never do.
Yeah. I'll let you pick the Guardians book that we do the week after.
Okay, fair.
Just do Star-Lord.
Yeah, let's do that.
How come you gave him a
I win
theme?
again.
You didn't even get to pick. You didn't even really get to pick.
I just have good ideas.
I would either do that one or the Donny Cates one. So I'd rather do the Star-Lord one.
How come it has to be a Guardians?
Or a Rocket.
Because Guardians comes out that week.
Oh, okay.
So we
Yeah,
just
yeah.
try and have
we're going to
books.
see that.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Very.
Have you seen the first two?
Yeah.
Which one do you like more?
The first one? No, the
Correct.
second one.
Correct.
The
What do you
second
mean?
one.
What do you
No,
mean?
the
why?
second one. The second one.
Yes.
Because him and Gamora are more love.
Yeah.
Are
We
they?
agree on that.
Mm. And now new Gamora is going to hate him and now he's going to fall in love with the blue chick.
hmm That's what it seems like.
I think that was just like a quick one scene gag.
That's
I
what
don't
you
know.
would think
It seems
with their
weird.
little boy brain.
Nebula is not lovable.
Ouch.
I like Nebula.
Ouch.
Maybe because you're not open to it, Daniel.
Yeah.
You would fall in love with Nebula?
Yes.
Yeah. You think she
And-
deserves your heart?
Yes. She
She's
had her
had
heart taken
major
out. Probably.
character development, okay?
Yeah. She's.
You try changing everything about yourself
She's-
and then being told you're unlovable.
Yeah. Exactly.
She didn't do it on
She's-
purpose.
She's had to learn a lot of empathy in the last couple movies.
I guess some people like being,
Unlovable.
Like you.
being abused in a relationship.
Jeez.
Like
Maybe-
you.
Maybe that's for Star
Don't
Lord.
say that. I'm a nice girl.
Yeah, you are.
Anyway, that's the show. Thanks everyone for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody
See you
for
in a year.
watching, listening. Yeah, I'll see you next year. Unless you want to come on sooner.
Next year.
Next year. We got a link in the link tree. We got the link tree link in the
There's a link in the
bio.
link tree link.
Yep. Go like, comment, subscribe. Email us at tradewaiterspod@gmail.com. Tell us what to read. And
That's it.
That's it. Thanks. Bye.